Are we live? We're live. We are currently live. Welcome, guys. If you're joining us on Facebook, you're super welcome. I'm just going to start the Instagram as well. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for joining. Welcome on into our lovely chilled out chill class. This is Chill 11. Super nice, mellow sequence, which I believe was designed by the lovely Gina, who is missed but not forgotten. So, Gina, who was with us from Namibia, she designed this sequence, and it's super lovely. Lots of lateral movements, nice and chilled. So, gorgeous little flow. One of my favourite chills. You don't really need anything except yourself and your mat. If you know that you like to use a strap and a brick, you are very welcome to grab something. So a strap, you can use pretty much anything really. So it could be a dressing gown belt, an old t-shirt, a towel, anything at all that you can just use to extend your arms basically. You might also want to grab a brick or alternative, so just a pillow, or I really like a 4-pack of loo roll. I always find is quite useful. Just if you know that you like to snuggle something underneath the hips when you're seated, just to make that more comfortable. The other thing we'll be doing in today's class is we will be doing some kneeling lunges. So if you find that that's quite a lot of pressure on your knee, if you like to have a little bit more padding there, it's really nice to fold up a towel or grab a pillow. Again, just if you know you've got any props that you like to use to be comfortable, do feel free to grab them. And we've got 1 minute and 18 seconds to go. You can also, if you fancy some tunes, you can jump over onto Spotify and search for Rise with a 1 Chill 11. All the tunes are there. You can also head over to our website where we're live streaming the classes, so that's www.rise.co.uk/online, so you can view the classes there, and you can also jump into our live virtual Zoom classroom, which means I get to see your lovely faces here and here, and we get a bit more of an interactive experience. So lots of options there. If you want to jump over and check out the website, that's rise.co.uk/online. That's Rise with a 1. Also coming up soon, just quickly before we get started, is check out on Facebook. We've got a members Christmas party and a members summer party in the calendar. Lots of lovely things to look forward to coming up. So do go over and check those out. We've got summer party at the farm, Christmas party at Steel Cauldron. Lots of fun and laughs and friends. So that'll be something to put in your calendars. So save the dates. All right, we've got 13 seconds to get started. Really looking forward to this today. So when you're ready, come on down and let's get going in your wide leg child's pose. So knees out wide towards the edges of the mat, big toes together, hips down towards the heels, stretching the spine long out in front of you. And you are all super, super welcome on into chill. So just making sure you're comfortable here in your child's pose. So remember, you're just taking the knees as wide as feels good. The hips might sink down towards the heels, or if you're a little tighter, you might feel a little higher with the hips. That's absolutely fine. If you prefer to bring the knees together, that's going to slightly intensify that stretch to the back. Very welcome to take any little variations that feel good. Wherever you are, just starting to feel a sense of length in the spine. So letting the sit bones feel heavy, the hips sink down, and then from there on the inhale, starting to let the spine extend. Breathing to extend and lengthen. Exhale, feeling the chest sink down and relax, the forehead relax. Starting to connect in with the flow of the breath. You can keep the hands out in front of you if that would be nice. Or what can be really nice here is to bring the palms together and just shimmy the elbows down to the mat. So you start to feel this lovely stretch through the triceps, so a big deep stretch through the underarms to the elbows. That's entirely optional. Do feel free just to let the arms extend out in front of you if you prefer. Seeing if you can start to maybe actively lengthen the breath. Taking a deep, full breath into the lower back, into the back body, into the spine. And exhale, letting the shoulders, the chest, forehead, the heels sink down. Seeing if you can just start to slow down. Maybe if the mind is a little busy, letting it start to settle by attaching a slow count of 3 or 4 to every breath in, every breath out. Deep, full, expansive breaths in. Slow exhales, letting that breath just bring space into body and into the mind. Taking one more really deep, full breath in. And out. From there, releasing the arms, rolling on up, and finding your way to a table pose. So hands underneath the shoulders, spreading the fingers out wide. So making sure you've got really loads of energy into the fingertips as well as the second knuckle. So you're taking the weight away from the heel of the hand. So feel those strong hands, starting to find a little squeeze off the core. And from there, working our cat-cow. So on an inhale, let the gaze lift, roll the shoulders down the back, stretch out through the chest. And on an exhale, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the core, let chin move towards the chest, the head relax, really extending and lengthening out through the back body. So inhale, opening up, finding space, stretch. Exhale, squeeze the core, extend and lengthen through the back body. Starting to bring breath and movement together, so letting that movement follow the breath, that inhale, and letting that exhale carry that lift of the spine. One more time, inhale. And exhale, tuck the toes, press the hips up high, finding down dog. So downward facing dog, just take some time to set yourself up. The fingers are spread out wide, pointer finger is facing forwards. Grounding down into the fingertips, into the second knuckle. Thinking about squeezing in the core and lengthening the back body. So the back body extends and lengthens, hips high, spine extending, head, shoulders relax. Thinking about firming the upper arms in towards each other. If you want to take a soft bend in the knees, you're really welcome to. It's not important whether the heels touch the floor. We just want to focus on finding a sense of length through the back body. If you want to take a little pedal out of the legs or a little squeeze, a little stretch from side to side, that can be really nice as well. If you take a little twist through the side body, you can really get into the side of the torso, maybe a little bit into the outer glutes. If you rock forwards and backwards, you can get into the hammies, into the calves. It can be quite nice to give the head and shoulders a little shake here. Really enjoying letting the whole of the spine just decompress. So beneficial to take these little semi-inversions. We spent all day holding the spine up. Here in down dog, we can just completely release the spine, the head, the neck to gravity. Taking one more deep breath in. And then taking little steps forward, bending the knees if you need to, finding your way to a floppy forward fold. Thinking about just letting the spine drape. Maybe taking a little bend in the knees, maybe lifting the hips high over the heels. Thinking about letting the spine extend, so from the tailbone all the way to the base of the neck, lengthening out. You can stay here, maybe taking one hand in one elbow, one in the other. If you want to take a little pedal out through the legs, similar to our down dog, feel free. Just taking any little movements again that feel good for you. Maybe a little sweep, a little lateral movement. Maybe again a little head roll. Just working into the back body. And again, a little semi-inversion, letting the spine decompress here. Any movements like this, really great for anxiety, just letting the body enter into that reset mode. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. And from there, grounding down with the feet. Inhale, root to rise, engage the core, lift and extend. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. So just moving into a lovely mountain pose here. Thinking about spreading the fingers out wide, outer edges of the feet in alignment. Thinking about closing the eyes. Noticing if the weight is heavy in the heels or maybe more into the toes. And just starting to find balance. So balance through all four corners of the feet. Maybe starting to feel the crown of the head on the inhale, lift tall. So feeling the crown of the head lift. the shoulders relax. Little squeeze of the core, maybe a little engagement through the quads, the glutes. And breathe. Just enjoying this moment to stand tall, to be with the breath, to find stillness. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. From there, opening the eyes, release. Moving into a little balance and lunge sequence here. Starting off, we're going to bring the weight into the right foot. Spread the right toes out wide and thinking about finding strength in that standing right leg in the right quad. From there, the left knee is going to lift. So we're just thinking about finding our lovely balance pose. Here, I'll just move back a little so you can see. Right foot is grounded, left knee is lifting. Thinking about strength. Again, that sense of line, of length from heel to head. If you prefer, you could also take the hands underneath that left knee and draw that left knee into the chest, getting a little bit more of an opening through the hammy and the hip. Just finding that stability. Balance is really great for building concentration and focus as well. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. From there, releasing that left foot, stepping back with the left foot, finding our way into a lunge. So in a lunge, you want to take the feet maybe slightly wider so you can get stability. So you don't want to feel like you're on a tightrope walk. The hips are squaring towards the short side of the mat. The right knee is over right ankle. The left toes are sliding back. So if you feel like you need to give yourself a wider base, go ahead. Thinking about lifting that left quad, engaging the core. Right knee is bending. So we're finding a little bit of strength. Drawing that right foot backwards, the right hip backwards, is really going to help firm up the muscles of the standing leg. Inhale, reaching up there. Exhale, softening the shoulders. We're not going to be here too long. Just taking one deep, full, lengthening, strengthening inhale. And exhale, left hand is going to plant here. Inhale, the right hand sweeps up to the sky. Thinking about pressing both feet hard into the mat, squeezing in the core, and feel that rotation coming from the waist. So imagine this left rib cage is tucking under, the right hand is reaching up. If you prefer, drop that back knee down. Do take it your own pace. Thinking about inhale, lift and stretch and open out through the heart. One more deep, full inhale. And exhale, dropping that back knee down. Coming up into a high lunge here. So the left knee is grounded, the right foot is grounded. Again, we're going to find this almost scissoring motion, as if the right foot is moving backwards and the left hip is moving forwards. You'll feel a stretch down the front of the left leg. We're just going to take the hands to that right knee and lift the chest tall, focusing in finding space and breathing into that space. Deep inhale. Exhale. Maybe starting to rise up with the arms there. If that feels comfortable, maybe take a little back bend, opening through the heart. Deep, full breath in. And down. From there, we're just going to drop the right hand down the side body. Inhale, lift, and exhale, take a little stretch. So taking this beautiful lateral stretch, stretching out through the left side of the body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, back through center. Right hand lifts, re-extend, inhale, tall. And exhale, right hand is going to drop, inhale, lift, and start to stretch out once again, finding length down the side of the left body. Deep breath in. And from there, flowing back through center, turning the right toes to the sky. Thinking about squaring the hips, inhale, and exhale, start to fold. So just nice and easy, little half hamstring stretch, half splits. Just take it gently, take it slow. Inhaling, reaching forwards, lengthening forwards. Exhale, relax, maybe letting the head and the shoulders release. Taking one more deep breath in. And from there, we're just going to heel toe the right foot out wide, coming into a gate pose. So our gate pose, we're going to bring the right toes out in line with the left knee. Thinking about taking that right foot wide. If you want to have the right toes lifted, feel free, or you can ground down with that right foot. So it's almost like a kneeling triangle. Taking the arms out wide there, inhale to lift, and exhale. Taking the right hand inside the right knee and start to find length through the side body. So we're finding a lovely stretch down the inside of the right leg, grounding down that left knee, squeezing the glute, inhale, and exhale. Really find that sensation of length. So don't worry about leaning really far over. Try to keep an even line, not leaning forwards or backwards, but focus on inhale to reach, exhale, stretching out. Perfect. Taking one more deep breath in. And inhaling back through center. Left hand is going to plant. Just maybe walking it away if you need to. And inhale, right hand sweeps up and over the head. So we're stretching out, rotating out, one long line from right heel to right hand, drawing and lengthening out, finding that sense of space down the side of the right body. Deep breath in. And perfect. One more inhale. And exhale, flow your way up. Find your way back to table. Perfect. From there, we're just going to plant the hands, tuck the toes, stretch back, down dog. Maybe just take this time to check in, notice what's going on with you. Maybe feeling that right leg is feeling quite a lot looser than the left. We'll even that out. Just taking one more inhale. Exhale. And from there, start to walk the feet towards the hands slowly with care and find your way into a floppy forward fold. It could be quite nice to take the hands to the back of the head if that feels nice. Let the chin come to the chest. And you can really enjoy that lovely stretch out through the back body, all the way from the lower back to the tip of the neck. Taking one more inhale. Exhale. And release. Grounding down with the feet, root to rise, lift, extend, and stretch tall. And exhale, hands to heart center. Release. Well done. Moving your weight into your left foot. Again, we're going to think about engaging the muscles of that standing leg. Left quad lifts, left glute is engaged. All four corners of the feet are grounded. Starting to let that right knee lift. Remember, you can stay here just focusing on height. Or maybe starting to take the right hand and the left underneath that right knee. Thinking about lifting up, stretching up, maybe finding some space there. Crown of the head reaching tall, core is engaged. Working there, finding that breath, finding that focus, that balance. Inhale. Exhale. Balance is great for strengthening the legs as well. And of course the abs. Another 3. Thinking about moving to a lunge next. 2. And 1. Carefully extending that right foot out behind you. Left knee is going to be over left ankle. Remember, just take yourself into a position that feels comfortable. So just find the width that feels good. So it can be quite useful to think about the feet being hipwards different away from each other. Left knee over left ankle, steering the hips down. Slight tuck of the pelvis. Remember, you just want to feel that energy and that strength in the legs. And maybe inhale, rising on up. Exhale, sinking low. Drawing the left foot backwards maybe. That left hip moves backwards into the midline. So you really start to firm up the muscles of that front leg. Taking one more deep breath in. And well done. Inhale. And exhale. Right hand is going to plant. Left foot can be sliding back. Left knee can drop if you like. And then you're inhaling, spiraling the body open here. Focusing on that sense of opening the heart to the sky. So feel, imagine, visualize in your mind's eye that rotation coming right from the base of the spine all the way up, opening out the collarbones, broaden. Inhale, lift and stretch. We're finding space in the chest. Maybe a lovely stretch down the outside of that left leg. Mobilizing the spine. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. Release. Nice work. Dropping the right knee down there and coming up into a lunge. So thinking about, once again, just finding space, taking the hands to that left knee if that's comfortable. Thinking about drawing the left knee backwards and the right hip forwards. And then maybe starting to press away. So you start to feel this beautiful stretch down the front right side of the quad. And thinking about opening and lengthening through the heart. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reaching up, stretching up. Maybe starting to take a little back bend if it feels comfortable. Don't forget to keep that energy in the lower body if you are taking that back bend. And think about finding length in the front side of the body. So really create height. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale there. And exhale, let the left hand come down behind the side of the left body. And inhale, start to peel over, finding space down the right side of the body. Try not to compromise that position of the leg or the pelvis here. Focus on inhale, reaching up and stretch. You want to feel the space stream down the side body. Taking one more deep breath in. And inhale, re-extend. Firm up the legs. Think about that energy in the legs. Inhale. And exhale, take your second stretch. Thinking about squeezing in the core, rotating, drawing that right shoulder down the back. Inhale. Exhale, stretching out through the side body. Make sure this left knee doesn't creep into the midline. Deep breath in. And inhale back through center. And moving into your easy half splits. Letting the left toes rise. Drawing that right hip forwards, the left hip back. Inhale, focusing on length. Exhale, starting to fold. So we're stretching out into the back of that left hamstring. Feeling length through the spine. Shoulders are relaxed. And just find that sense of softness, of surrender, of letting go. Deep inhale. Extending through the spine, taking it easy. Exhale, relax. Maybe letting the head relax, the chin come to the chest, the shoulders release. Opening up space in the hamstring. Extending the spine, finding softness in the shoulders. One more deep breath in. And out. From there, we'll get moving to gate pose on the other side. So we're just going to heel toe that left foot over. So the left foot, the inner arch is coming in line with the right knee, rising on up. Remember, you can turn the left toes to the sky if you need to. Thinking about finding that lovely strong position. And when you're ready, extending the arms out wide, strong core, long spine, inhale. And exhale, taking the right hand inside the right knee. And we're focusing on lengthening down through the left side body. So inhale, lift, and start to stretch, extend. Squeezing the core, keeping that sense of height. Inhaling. Exhaling, stretching out down the inside of the right leg, reaching out through the left side body. Deep breath in. And one more, inhale. Exhale, stretch out. Inhale back through center, planting your right hand down, walk it away if you need to, and inhale, reaching out through the left side body. So finding that one long line, that stretching out. Think about just finding and easing your way into a position where you can enjoy a full sense of length through the side body. A really lovely deep stretch. Inhaling. Exhaling. Taking one more really deep, full breath in. And out here. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, plant the hands. Find your way to a table pose. Spreading the fingers out wide, tucking the toes. Flowing the hips up into down dog. Maybe just take a little pedal there, a little shake, a little wiggle, whatever feels nice. And when you're ready, drop to the knees. Finding our way into a little puppy pose here. So just walking the hands forwards, bringing the forehead down to the mat. It might be that this is your pose, just resting here, letting the spine extend and the shoulders relax. It might be that you're able to walk the chest and chin down towards the mat. It might be that you prefer at this point to grab a brick or a book or anything you've got to create extra support under the head. Entirely your choice. We're just aiming to find length down the spine. So keep the core engaged to protect the lower back. Let the hips stack above the knees. Inhaling and exhaling. Find a sense of the chest reaching through the arms. So you find this glorious stretch right down through the underarms. Every inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, feeling the body relax and sink down. Using this as time to connect in with your breath. Notice where you've gone. Taking one more really deep inhale. Exhale. And then rocking forward into a sphinx. So just starting to find a stretch through the thoracic spine here. Thinking about just shimmying the hips down, letting the elbows come underneath the shoulders, or if you want to take it more easy, just extending the elbows forwards, reducing that range of motion. So elbows somewhere underneath the shoulders or maybe further forwards. Let the gaze be out in front of you. When we lift the neck, we can start to shorten and strain these muscles here. So just let the gaze be out in front of you to really optimize that lovely sense of opening through the spine. Maybe thinking about actively drawing the shoulders down the back and letting the chest reach forwards. Maybe giving the hips a little shimmy. And feel that really lovely expansiveness in the lower back. So inhale. Feel the lower back become more spacious, the chest lift. Exhale, release. Maybe closing the eyes. Visualizing in your mind's eye the flow, the journey of the breath. Up and down the spine. Letting the lower half of the body settle and be heavy. Steady breaths in and out. Taking one more really deep, full breath in and out. And from there, just walking the hands back up and pressing your way back to a kneeling position. So just coming down to kneeling, thinking about the spine being long, moving into some deeper back bends here. We're going to start off with a little twist to neutralize the spine. So engaging the core, spine is long. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, and exhale, take an easy twist. Just rotating at the spine, left hand moving towards the right knee, right hand down the back. Just one breath here. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling tall, reach and stretch and flow up. Exhale, easy twist. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Deep, full breath in and out. From there, inhale, lift up through center, and then extend the hips up high as well. You want to take the knees underneath the hips, take them a little further apart, and then take the palms, fingertips facing up to the lower back. If that's not comfortable, you can of course take the hands face down. What you want to do here is feel the hips stack above the knees. Inhale, and rather than feel like you're moving into a back bend, feel that inhale lengthen the front side of the body. So we're focusing on inhale, lifting up, little squeeze of the glutes, squeeze of the core. Imagine you're trying to lift the chest as high as you can and then start to expand the front side of the body. So thinking about this as a front lengthening, squeezing the shoulder blades together. You can let the head hang a little bit, but don't let it collapse completely. Just want to protect the neck. Taking one deep breath in and out. And come on up. So just a little bit of prep there. Returning to kneeling and returning to a twist. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, twisting to the left, right hand, left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, reaching tall. Exhale, easy twist. Inhale, reach up tall, extend, lift. And either taking a second camel, thinking about squeezing the core. Remember the hips above the knees. We're thinking about that length. Or you can move to a full camel. So either tucking the toes, lifting up, taking the hands to the heels if that feels comfortable, or you can also come deeper, untucking the toes. So thinking about inhaling, lifting up. What we're trying to do here is create as much space as possible in the back body. So we want to avoid a sharp crunching of the lumbar spine, but instead feel that inhale, lift, press the hips forwards, open out through the chest. Should feel like a lovely stretch through the whole of the spinal chain. Working here, one more deep breath in and out, and then you're taking one hand to the lower back, engage the core, lifting up and return the hips to the heels. From there, tucking the toes and letting the hips rest on the heels. Slowly find a balance point. So starting to squeeze the core, squeeze the inner thighs together, lift the crown of the head tall. Finding that balance point, hands can stay grounded. If you're ready, hands can lift. Inhale there. And exhale, maybe opening the arms out wide, stretching out through the chest, mobilizing through the spine. Inhale, reaching tall again, strong core. Exhale, twist around, stretch around, knees squeeze together. One more time each side. Inhale, lift, extend. Exhale, twist, stretch around. Knees squeeze together. One more time. Inhale, tall. Exhale to twist, stretch. Inhale, tall. And exhale, drop the hips down to the heels, the knees down. From there, we're going to take the palms to hold on around the outside of the heels. So we're going to move into a rabbit pose. So from there, we can bring the forehead down to touch the knees, and we're just going to lift the hips up high. We don't want any strain at all in the head here. What you want to be doing is feeling this in the upper back. You can untuck the toes if that feels okay. Do adjust the head if you need to. We're wanting to not place too much weight on the head, but we're just finding the sense of lift. Hold really hard onto the ankles and feel that stretch in the upper back. This is a little rabbit pose, taking one more deep breath in. And out. And release to child's pose here. So take it wide, or if you can, if it's available to you. We're taking the hips to the heels, the forehead down to the mat, the palms face up at the sides, just letting the spine settle. And breathe. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more breath. And from there, walking the hands forwards, planting the hands, rolling it up. Find your way to a table pose. So again, we're going to neutralize the spine with a twist. Left hand grounds. Inhale, right hand reaches and stretches up. Exhale, right shoulder comes down onto the mat. Left hand can just snuggle and stretch out in front of you. Just shimmy yourself around till you find a lovely stretch to the upper back. This little midsection of class, we've really worked on creating space in the spine. Bring some space into the shoulders now. Maybe close the eyes and let the mind return to a slow, steady inhale and exhale. One more deep, full breath in and out. When you're ready, returning through center. Right hand plants, left hand lifts. Inhale and exhale. Left shoulder comes down onto the mat. Left ear comes down. Shimmy and snuggle yourself around and find that lovely big deep stretch. Inhale. Exhale. So a really lovely big stretch through the left shoulder, stretching out through the spine. Inhaling. Exhaling. Once again, settling into that quality of releasing down, letting go. Taking one more inhale. Exhale. From there, we're coming back through center. We're just going to take some hip circles. We're just going to take some lovely big rolling hips. Squeezing in the core, just mobilizing the spine one way. And the other way, maybe a little nod, yes, no, maybe a little shoulder roll, a little lift. Any fluid, free motion that feels nice. And then from there, just drop the elbows down, sliding on to the tummy. So we're going to just move into some lovely quad and hip opening here. Starting off, we're just going to take the left hand around and draw the left heel in towards the bum. So we're just finding this really lovely stretch through the left quad. Inhaling. Exhaling. Just drawing that left heel in towards the bum. Taking one more deep breath in. And out. And then release. And we're taking the left hip out there in line with the left knee out in line with the left hip. So we're taking this little froggy leg, left knee in line with left hip. You can stay up high on the hands. You can bring the forehead down to the mat. If you're not quite feeling it, you can shimmy the right hip down away from the left knee. The other thing you can do to intensify this stretch, if you are quite open in the hips, is take a brick underneath that knee, and that just lifts up and helps create a little bit more of a stretch. So with or without a brick underneath that left knee, thinking about stretching up high with the chest, finding a little bit more space through the spine, or if you want to be restful and soft, coming on down to the floor. So just a lovely way to open up space in the hips. Keep the shoulders relaxed if you're up high, and keep the mind and the awareness on the breath. Deep inhale. Exhale, perfect. One more really deep, full breath in. And from there, returning through center. And we'll just take that on the other side. So left elbow plants, reaching the right hand around and starting to draw the right heel in towards the bum. So don't worry if you're quite high still. If you need to use a strap, wrap it around that right foot, feel free. If you can turn the grip, you could just be pulling with the right elbow coming in towards the spine, or you can start to turn the grip. So you're holding the right palm down around the toes and the elbow in the air. That can be a really nice little sensation. Just finding some space in the quads. Keeping that sense of lifting through the chest. Beautiful stuff. Deep breaths in. And one more inhale. And exhale. And release. From there, we are taking the right knee out in line with the right hip. We're going to take that lovely hip opener on the other side. Thinking about shimmying the left hip out towards the left side of the mat maybe. Maybe staying up high. Maybe bring the forehead down. Remember, if you want to take a brick underneath that right knee, you're very welcome to. That can be a really lovely intensification of the stretch. So just taking any variations that feel good for you. So this is all about finding whatever you need in this moment. So sometimes we need to stretch more deeply. Sometimes we need to connect in with a sense of softness. Sometimes we need to find our edges and see if we can extend beyond those edges. And sometimes we need to see our edges but know to back off, to simply let ourselves find softness and a little bit less intensity. So just feeling into whatever you need right now. And breathe. Deep inhales. And exhales. Remembering the shoulders are soft, or you can be up high, whatever feels good. Perfect. Taking one more really deep breath in. And down. And coming up onto the hands there, and gently moving that right foot back, planting the hands under the shoulders, and finding your way to a table pose. Spreading the fingers out wide, grounding down with the fingertips, engage the core, lift up through the hips, and find a down dog. Just have a little pedal, a little shake, maybe another little roll. Just notice where you've gone. Notice what's going on for you in the spine, in the quads, in the hips, in the head, in the shoulders. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. And then dropping to the knees and swinging both legs out in front of you. It's working a little more into the back body, into the hamstrings here. And be very welcome to grab a strap at this point if you like. So starting off with a double leg forward fold, thinking about shimmying yourself back onto the sit bones. From there, deep bend of the knee, inhale, reach up, stretch up, angle the body forwards, and start to shimmy the hips out behind you. So we're finding a really lovely stretch in the lower back and the hammies. So it might be that sitting upright with a big deep bend of the knees is where you need to be today. That can be really restful and really restorative. Or it might be that you want to take it a little bit deeper, shimmying the sit bones back, squeezing in the core, maybe starting to let the body drape down. Maybe you can comfortably reach forwards and draw the body forwards. I really like to use a strap in my forward folds. It can really help find that sense of length in the back body without the shoulders creeping forward. So if you're using a strap, you can sit upright, squeeze the core, and you get that same ability to draw the body forwards while keeping the shoulders back. So a really nice one if you are a little tighter in the lower back. Thinking about finding space, inhale, reaching up, squeezing in the core, drawing the body forwards, and then relaxing downwards. Inhaling and exhaling. Working here for 5. Deep inhale, squeeze the core, lengthen. Imagining the rib cage is moving towards the knees. 4. Deep breaths in. And out, 3. Really enjoy relaxing the head down here. That can be really nice, taking the stretch right up through the top of the spine. 2. 1 more, inhale. Exhale. And when you're ready, rolling on up. Perfect stuff. From there, we're just going to extend the left leg out and take the right foot in. So we're sort of finding a 90-degree angle at the legs. Inhale, reaching on up, and exhale, twist. Take the left hand to the right knee, flexing the right foot, right hand behind you. From there, we're going to inhale and exhale, take a lateral movement. Right hip is grounding, right hand is going to spiral over the head, stretching out. So we're using this left hand to gently rotate the body around, lengthen out, deep inhale, exhale. From there, inhale, flow up, reach tall, extend over the left leg, and folding down. Again, if you want to have a bend in that knee, if you want to use a strap, feel free. Sometimes this right shoulder wants to pike up. For this variation, try and keep both shoulders steering down. So we isolate that hamstring stretch. Thinking about moving that left hip back, inhaling. Exhale. Deep breaths into the hamstrings, into the lower back, into the hips. Taking 1 more inhale. Exhale. And rolling on up there. Swapping over. So left foot comes in, right foot comes up. Sitting back onto the sit bones. Once again, starting off with a twist. Inhale, reaching up tall. Twist and rotate. Taking the right hand to the left knee. Flexing that right foot. Thinking about opening up space. Inhale, reach and stretch. And start to find that lovely side bend. Inhale. And exhale, stretching out. So we're focusing on finding length down the side body. Inhaling. And exhaling. So letting that right shoulder soften. Really drawing and stretching and lengthening into the side body. Left shoulder stays soft. Really deep, full inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. Deep breath in. And out. Inhale, lift on up, rotate, extend, and enjoy that flow. Just letting yourself fold down, stretch down. Try to avoid this left shoulder piking up, thinking about keeping both shoulders in line, engaging the core. Inhale, reach and stretch. Maybe letting that right hip move backwards. And feeling the breath here. So getting into the hamstrings, a little bit of a passive stretch for the hip. Letting the upper body relax, enjoying that sense of softness, of surrender, of switching off, letting go. For another 3, inhale. Exhale. 2. 1 more deep breath in. And out. Walking the hands back up there. Planting the feet. And rolling down to lie on your back. So from there, we're just going to pick both knees up, take the arms wide, tuck the shoulders down the back, knees over hips, inhale, and exhale. Let the knees fall over towards the left. If you want to intensify the stretch, you can wrap that left foot around on top of right. You might get a little stretch down the outside of that left leg as well. You can either let the gaze be neutral over to that left arm, or if it's comfortable, it can be quite nice to complete this full twist through the spine by turning the gaze to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Shoulders relaxing. Taking 1 more deep breath in. And out. Unraveling that. Returning through center. Lower back on the floor. Knees over hips. Inhale. And exhale. Letting the knees fall over. Once again, maybe the gaze can also extend. If you want to wrap the legs around each other, intensify that stretch through the lower back, feel free. So twists are absolutely fantastic way to mobilize the spine, unravel the spine. You can get right from lower to upper back. Deep inhale. Exhale. Lovely full body reset here in this twist. Taking 1 more deep breath. And out. And returning through center. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug in, and take a happy baby. So peace sign fingers around the big toes, knees in towards the armpits, and have a little rock and roll. Thinking about drawing the lower back down towards the floor, feet to the sky. If that's too much, remember you can always just hold on underneath the knees. Also a great alternative. Taking a deep breath in. And finally, just plant the feet down. Take left ankle to right knee, engage the core, and draw the right knee in towards you. So we're finding a little supine pigeon. So really big, deep, juicy stretch right down the back of the right leg, from the right glute, down the back of the right leg, into the hip. Inhale, finding space. Exhale, relaxing. Deep breath in. And out. One more, inhale. Exhale. And release. Right ankle to left knee. And when you're ready, starting to take the hands round to the left shin. Inhaling. And exhaling. Finding that big, deep stretch. Shoulders relaxing. Deep inhale. Exhale. Drawing in space, deep breath in. And out. One more, inhale. Exhale. And release. Taking the hands to the knees there, drawing some big sweeping circles of the knees one way and the other way. And then finally just extending out long, interlocking the hands and taking a lovely big deep full body yawn. Inhale, stretch. And exhale, release, let go completely. One more time. Inhale, interlock, stretch. Give yourself a lovely little wiggle and shake. Inhale. Make yourself as big as possible. And exhale, relax. Shoulders relax. Hips are heavy. Feet and hands. Eyes and jaw. Forehead, cheeks, soft. Another 3 breaths. Inhaling. Exhale. 2. Deep breath in. And out. One more deep, full, expansive inhale. Exhale. From there, walking the feet back up. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little stretch. And rock and roll your way up to seated. Finding the sit bones there. Beautiful work. When you're ready, inhale, lift, extend. And exhale, hands back to heart center. Thank you all so much for joining. Have an awesome rest of your day. Namaste, namaste, namaste everywhere you are. Have an awesome day. Well done.